Jimmy!
Oh, hey!
What's going on?
How are you doing?
Doing well. That's some sick shirt you got on there.
Oh, you like that?
Love it.
It's a nice shirt you got on there, but I think it can be a little bit better. There we go. That's better. I like that.
Yeah.
Version 1.0.
I'm down.
Jimmy Lewis shirt.
Let's do it.
So I'm at Jeremy's house today. This guy purchased a Spyker spreader and paid a pretty penny for it back in March?
March 20th.
March 20th. It is July 13th. And it's still in the box.
The box has been opened though.
For the record, it has been opened. I was here when you opened it.
You were.
And it went right back in the box.
Several times.
So the day of procrastination is over, sir.
It truly is.
I'm here to help, and it's time to actually get a return on your investment.
I agree.
So let's get this thing out of the box for good and get it together.
Let's do it.
Alright, so the first step here after you get everything unboxed, organized, ready to go is to put the tires on. So put the spreader down on the floor or on your working area, table, what have you. It comes with several different shaped washers, and for the wheels you want to use the open washers here, and everything's labeled really clearly in the instructions. So we're going to slide a washer on both sides for the inside, and then the wheels go on. And then you take this locking pin and place it on this side here. It goes on the outside of the wheel. So this side gets two washers, and the pin actually goes on the inside of the wheel on this particular side. There's a hole just on the inside, and you can line that up. To put the wheel on, there's a 2-pin system. One's going to go through the wheel, the axle itself, and then the hairpin is going to lock it on. Okay, after you get the wheels on, you want to come around to the back side here, and we're going to put the mounting stand on the back. It takes 2 of these medium-sized screws and 2 bolts, and what you do is you just line up the holes, put the screws in, and snug them tight, and you're good to go. Okay, after you get the stand on, big moment, you get to flip it over. Ta-da! Now it's starting to look like something. Now you can move on to assembling the handle. And the handle comes in 2 pieces, and the first piece here, so that's going to just mount right underneath the hopper, and the order that you're going to put this on is you're going to feed the carriage bolt through, and it's going to fit through the square hole on the handle itself. And in between the handle and the actual frame is this locking washer, and that's going to go on the inside here. So once you get that assembled, then on the other side you'll just bring a flat washer over, and then the 1/2-inch locking bolt. And you can just tighten that up with a 1/2-inch ratchet. Alright, so the next step is to assemble the actual handle, and that goes on pretty easily. 2 hex head bolts are just going on either side here, and we'll just put those in to kind of get in place. No washers required on this step. These are 7/16 nuts. The end is in sight, and Jeremy will stop bugging me.
Are you done yet?
No. So if you do want to adjust the height, it's going to be loosening this bolt here because the opening behind it is curved. So you can slide it up or down depending on where you want it to go. The highest setting will take you at 36 inches with the handle off the ground, the lowest at 32 inches. So you can tweak it a little bit for your liking and just find out what works best for you. Okay, now that the handle is on, we can start getting the controls in place, and the first thing to put on is the actual control lever stop piece. And the instructions make note that this is very important that it goes on in the right way. So the way to do this is, you can see that the triangle shape is off center and it has a lip on the top. So the way that it's supposed to go on is the lip is coming out and the triangle is pushing more towards the hopper itself. And it's going to go on the right side, the same side as the on-off sticker. And you'll notice on the side of the handle that there's 3 holes. You're only going to use 2 of them for this step. And when you put it on, you're going to put it on centered here, and you're only going to use the outer holes for now to attach this. So we'll slide these bolts through here, and we'll put them on loose for now, and then we will position this properly. You're going to put the washers on before the bolts, or the nuts, and then we can tighten it up after we get it centered. So we'll go ahead and put it on tight enough to be able to work with it, and then once we have it in a good position, we'll just snug it up. So the best way to get the linkage cable installed is to come underneath and make sure that this is just pointing up, and just slide it in, and then you can just pivot around the corner and it's ready to be connected up here. This part's also very important. You want to slide this plate on the circular hole here down and underneath the frame, and then you want to line up these holes here, the frame and the plate. Okay, the next step is the actual control lever, and to do that we're going to use the middle hole on the frame now. So we'll slide the longest bolt through, bring it out, and then we're going to put the handle on the bar here on the lowest hole in the handle. Slide it on, and then we can put the top hole through the bolt, and then we can secure it. Alright, to bring this all together here, you have 4 pieces. You have a bushing, and the extended part of the bushing is going to go in towards the actual lever itself. There's an opening here that it will slide into nicely. So we will fit that in there. And then the spring is going to go on, and then there's a flat plastic washer, and then finally the nut. Alright, after you have the lever connected, you can go ahead and just tighten everything down. So I made sure that this is tight, but still enough to give range of motion when opening and closing the spreader itself. And then tightening the actual linkage system down here. So making sure this is nice and tight, everything's good to go. Finishing steps. There's this what's called an AccuWay screw here on the front, just above the spreader itself, and you're going to turn it clockwise, because what it's doing is it's taking these teeth, there's little plastic teeth inside the opening, and what you want to do is turn that screw until they move completely out of view when you're looking straight into the hopper. So we'll turn that back, and you can see they go out of view, and that's done. Alright, so final step is the easiest, I think, and it's to just install the screen. That just goes right in, and then it comes with a nice rain guard that just goes right over the top. And there it is. It is done. It is assembled and ready to go. Alright, so it is done.
It is done.
Took probably, give or take, 25-30 minutes or so.
Yeah, it was one of those things that if he would not have been recording and doing the editing pieces and moving stuff around, it would have been pretty decent. Because we honestly took probably about 45 to an hour's worth of time filming it, but it probably could have been done, like you said, in 30 minutes,
yeah,
easily.
The most important thing that I can say though, looking back, is just make sure that you follow the instructions. Take your time. Don't rush through this. As exciting as it is to get something like this and for what you pay for it, you want to use it right away. That's understandable, but just take your time putting it together. There are a couple of steps that have to be done very specifically to make sure that everything is working properly when you actually do take it out.
And if you follow those steps to the T, it seems like it's pretty easy. It goes together really easily. Didn't seem like you had very many problems doing it.
No. Just a couple times where I wanted to go back and just reread the instructions to make sure I was doing it right. But yeah, no issues putting it together. All the pieces came with the product, which is always a plus. And
Definitely.
it's a solid piece of equipment. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with it.
It's going to be a great addition to the tools that I use in my yard. It's going to help a lot. I appreciate you, Jimmy, for actually coming here and putting it together. I threw it out randomly and arbitrarily on a video. Jimmy did take me up on that.
Well, I'm happy to do it. It was fun to come up here. And now for when I get my own in the future, maybe, I'll know how it goes together and it won't take me 25-30 minutes. It might take me 10 or 15. So yeah, excited for you. Thanks for having me over. This was a lot of fun. With that, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.